Now, the Shadow Justice Secretary has today defended comments he made earlier this year, which critics say stirred racial division. On a visit to the Handsworth area of Birmingham, Robert Jenrick complained of not seeing another white face. His comments were revealed in a leaked recording obtained by The Guardian.
The other thing that I noticed there was that it was one of the worst integrated places that I've ever been to. In fact, in the hour and a half that I was filming with news there, I didn't see another white face. And that's not the kind of country I want to live in. I want to live in a country where people are properly integrated. It's not about the colour of your skin or your faith. Of course it isn't. But I want people to be living alongside each other, not parallel lives.
I do wonder what integrated means for you, and I wonder how you can judge that a person is integrated by the colour of their skin being there for 90 minutes.
Well, look, I was very clear that it's not about the colour of your skin or the faith.
You didn't see any white faces, and that's what made you feel like it wasn't integrated.
The point that I was making is we want all people to be living side by side. We can't have particular communities in this country where there's a heavy preponderance of one group or another.
Well, earlier I spoke to the Mayor of the West Midlands, Richard Parker, who criticised Robert Jenrick's comments.
I was shocked. I was disappointed. I thought they were disgraceful comments, and they're really damaging comments about, one of the great communities in Birmingham and Handsworth, a community that is vibrant, is very welcoming, very hospitable, and full of generosity.
He's doubled down on those comments today. He was interviewed on Sky News saying, look, I'm not going to shy away from talking about division. Handsworth is the worst integrated place he had ever been to. He stands by that comment.
He doesn't know Handsworth. If he wanted to know Handsworth, he could have reached out to me and I could have shown him around and introduced him to the great people there, the great people that run businesses I know there, and some of the great community groups that I know there. Just a few Sundays ago, I visited the Soho Bid. That's a group of business people that drive businesses on the Soho Road, one of the most vibrant high streets in Birmingham and the West Midlands. And I also helped out on the Sunday at Sikh Soup Kitchen. Fantastic community support there, a great community that's really supporting the most vulnerable in Birmingham and the West Midlands. It's not... Robert Jenrick's comments weren't reflective of a community I know and a community that's always welcomed me, and they are really, really damaging. He used the colour of people's skins to make really divisive and negative comments about Handsworth, and it's wrong. And it's also wrong that a politician, a senior politician of a mainstream party, makes comments like this and then reiterates them with no apology. I believe Robert Jenrick and the leader of the Conservative Party owe the people of Birmingham and the people in the communities of Handsworth an apology.
The context of this, he was in Handsworth for around 90 minutes, we understand, actually making a film about litter. And he said it's the closest to a slum that he has seen in the UK. He talked about segregation, and he talked about Handsworth being ghettoised. The Tory leader rejected the idea that his comments were divisive and racist. In fact, Kemi Badenoch said he was entitled to make an observation.
Some big questions need to be asked. Why Robert Jenrick, of all the communities in the West Midlands or all the places in Birmingham, he chose Handsworth? Why he chose Handsworth to make a story about litter, and then why he used the colour of many of the people that live there to make comments about one of our most important and inclusive and vibrant inner city communities. And I think I'm shocked and appalled that a mainstream politician is making comments about that, a place he doesn't know, a Westminster politician arriving in a city like Birmingham to make a story, and a negative story about one of the key communities in Birmingham. And serious questions, I think, now need to be asked about whether a mainstream political party should should have people elected in Parliament that use the words and describe communities like Handsworth in the way he did. I'm also really concerned that he made those comments at a fundraising speech at a Conservative Party constituency fundraiser, at which senior Conservative members and possibly the local MP also attended. The fact that those people attending it didn't challenge Robert Jenrick or call him out is equally disappointing. And I think the leader of the Conservative Party has got some very serious and significant questions to answer.
Would you invite Robert Jenrick back to Handsworth to see the real Handsworth? What would you show him to show integration?
I've said previously when he made films at Birmingham that I welcome into my office and I can tell him a very different story about our wonderful communities, and I'll be very happy to take him on a tour of Handsworth. I will be there on Friday afternoon, meeting, greeting many of the communities there, visiting the businesses there, and I know I'll be met with a very warm welcome. And I believe, irrespective of the comments that Robert Jenrick has made, he would be too. And I would show him the real place, the real people and the real communities that make Handsworth such a successful place, and the communities so supporting and so generous.
Why do you think he's made these comments about Birmingham? Why has he singled out Birmingham? What do you think's going on here?
I think you'll need to ask Robert Jenrick that rather than myself. But look, I believe that he's now using language and creating a narrative that is divisive. Its focus is on trying to reveal or provoke vulnerabilities rather than focus on our possibilities, and he wants to do damage to the most important values that we hold in this country about the importance of supporting our communities, around community cohesion, and ensure all members of our communities feel safe here, feel welcome here, and are supported here.